What is up, Rogue Nation? We are back again today with a Star Wars Funko Pop haul. 6 brand new pops. Well, I mean, brand new to me, but you'll get the point. Let's get into this Funko Pop haul. Alrighty guys, Star Wars Funko Pop haul. And before we get into this video, I want to remind you guys that every single Rogue Nation video is also available on audio platforms, which I will link down below in the description, as well as the Noah Nation shop, which has merchandise for all my channels on there, including Rogue Nation. So if you want to pick up some merchandise, also linked down below. But let's get into this Funko Pop haul, man. We got 6 pops here. 4 of them pretty new, like within the last few months. 2 of them have been out for well over a year, and 2 of these actually had in the collection previously, but I sold them. But when I was getting these other ones, they had these 2, and I was like, you know what, I want to rebuy these. They're great pops. I need them for the collection, for the display. And I think I literally got all 6 of these pops for $50 something at a local store, so I thought it was a win. Definitely a fair deal. Let's get into the pops that I had before. So not that you guys know what I had before probably, but we will kick it off with the Book of Boba Fett Fennec Shan, which they also had the Mandalorian Fennec Shan, but I like this pose better, how she's kind of down on one knee, ready to strike. I really like this one. And of course, this is kind of like the original Book of Boba Fett set when it was just her and the repainted Boba right there, which I don't have anymore. I did have, but that was another one that I cut last year when I was doing a major purge of my collection. But Funko always sucks you back in. Even when you try to get out, they just suck you back in. But picked up the Fennec Shan. Like I said, had it before, wanted to get it again, so we got that right there. And then the other pop that I had before, and actually the whole reason I originally got rid of this pop is because I was displaying it loose. We're going back over a year, and we're talking about the pop that I'm about to show you guys. I was displaying it loose and I dropped it, and it didn't break, but it had this huge mark on a part of the pop that I'm going to show you guys. And after a while, I literally was just like, I'm just going to sell this with the intention of rebuying it eventually. So technically, you know, that's what we did here. But the pop that I'm talking about is the Luke Skywalker with Grogu from The Mandalorian Season 2. And I originally had this pop, like I said, I had dropped it when I was like moving some stuff around the display. We're going back over a year. And then Grogu had like a big like black mark on his forehead. Obviously not this one, the one I'm talking about. So I originally, like back then, thought I'm gonna get rid of it eventually and buy a new one. And that's exactly what I did. So I needed this pop, needed to rebuy this pop for a long time. And I'm glad I finally did. They had it there. And all these boxes, honestly, minty fresh, even though once I get, you know, them on display, I prefer to display the majority of my pops, at least, disregarding, you know, those stuffs. But the majority of my Star Wars stuff I like to display out of box. I feel like you can just enjoy the pops more. So they will definitely be coming out of their boxes, even though we have great boxes, honestly, for all 6 of these pops. All right, so let's get into the other stuff here. These are all brand new pops for me, and these are all released within the last few months. I don't know exactly when. It was like the end of 2022, but I finally got them. And I can really rely on this local store to not get a lot of stuff in, but I even if it's a little late, they always get the common Star Wars waves in. Nothing, you know, too grand, nothing too obviously exclusive, but the common stuff I can always count on them for. And, you know, even though I had to wait a little longer, I got this stuff. So Book of Boba Fett, we're diving in deep here, and we are kicking it off with the Black Krrsantan. Now, I know he had another pop which came out for, I believe, San Diego Comic-Con last year. I never picked that one up. But this one I think is basically the same thing. I know that one might have been flocked, might have been a different pose, but regardless, I just wanted one in the collection. Awesome character, super badass look, obviously, and was a must for the collection. Here's the full set of Book of Boba Fett pops behind on the back of the box. You got Major Domo, Black Krrsantan, Cad Bane, Luke and Grogu, and the Mandalorian. So must have here. This is a super sick pop, and I'm glad to finally have this character in the collection. Moving on from that, with some more Book of Boba Fett, we have Mr. Apologies himself, Major Domo. Listen, I know a lot of people might not be, I'll get a better look in a second. A lot of people might not be a huge fan of this character, but he won me over with the whole apologies thing. He was a good comedic relief. I liked him in Book of Boba Fett, so it was a must get. And I'll be honest, my only thing about this pop is I kind of wish they posed him like that, like kind of shrugging, or like however he did it. But it is what it is. It's still an awesome pop. I really like it here. And I know, just like a side character, a comic relief, whatever you want to call him, but I enjoyed the character in Book of Boba Fett, so this was a honestly must buy from me, the Major Domo. And it's a great pop. It looks really good, and I'm super happy with this purchase, I'll be honest. So that was a must right there. Moving on, we got 2 more pops to show you guys, and definitely my 2 favorite purchases of all this stuff. We have Luke Skywalker and Grogu from the Book of Boba Fett when Luke was training Grogu from the 2 awesome Mandalorian episodes. And obviously, you guys already know this, but if we move back here, this pop right here is very similar to the Empire Strikes Back Luke with Yoda on his back, obviously with the Dagobah base, which I love. This one just has a normal base, but it is still very, very cool and obviously reminiscent of the Empire Strikes Back moment, and of course the pop I just showed you guys. Awesome pop here. And honestly, I immediately grabbed this and I was like, you know what, if I'm gonna grab this is a good time to get to rebuy that other Luke pop. So that's why I kind of bought them both at the same time today. Super awesome pop. Definitely, again, not trying to keep repeating myself, but was a must-have for the collection. Obviously, the Mando episodes were like the best episodes of Book of Boba Fett, we're being perfectly honest. So, Luke Skywalker and Grogu, the 5th pickup there. And then, last but not least, my number 1 must-purchase of this whole haul, number 1 must-purchase of the whole Book of Boba Fett line, that was Cad Bane. I love Cad Bane, man. One thing I've really realized in the last year since he made his live-action debut is Cad Bane, I'm going to say top 5 because I would need to think about it, but I really think he's in my top 5 Star Wars characters, man. It started way back when I first saw him in the Clone Wars just because I thought he was the coolest looking dude ever, and obviously he still looks awesome even in live action. I know some people I'd say weren't a big fan of his look. I thought he looked awesome, but I think he's just super cool. Like when I originally saw him, and then just as the years went on, learned more about the character, we saw more about the character. I need to piece it together. I think it's really far-fetched to say top 3, but top 5, I think Cad Bane would be in there if I really sat down and did it. So this was a must-have for the collection. It's a super awesome pop. I don't think Cad Bane's dead, but hey, we'll see. Maybe he'll show up in Mando Season 3, or at the, I don't want to say at the very least, but if we get a Book of Boba Fett Season 2, which I did discuss recently here on the channel, maybe we'll see him return there, but all remains to be seen. But Cad Bane from the Book of Boba Fett Season 1 and 2nd set of Book of Boba Fett pops there. This is a super awesome pop. This is my 3rd Cad Bane. I got the Rebels one down there in the display case, which is from San Diego Comic-Con 2011. Obviously, it's the shared exclusive sticker. Or why did I say 2011? 2018, I think. And then we got the Bad Batch one, which you guys can't see, but it's all framed up there. So my 3rd Cad Bane pop in the collection, but I love the character. He looks awesome, so I don't mind. But that is the full Star Wars Funko Pop haul today. 6 pops here. You guys can see these 4. Some Book of Boba Fett, some Mando, and here's your last 2, my 2 favorite purchases, I'd say, from today. So I definitely hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know we're not too frequent with videos right now here on the Rogue Nation YouTube channel, but I'm thinking about doing some live streaming sometime this week, whether that's for Jedi Fallen Order or possibly even just hanging out and playing some Battlefront online, so we'll see. So stay tuned for that, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Most importantly, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below. I would greatly appreciate it. You guys can go check out the Noah Nation merch store down below, as well as my social medias. Thank you guys for checking out this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
This is Rogue 2. This is Rogue 2. Commander Skywalker, do you copy? This is Rogue 2.